And welcome to YouTube Creator News. It's good to be back. It's good to be back. Bringing up the background music. Here we go. I hope everyone had a great week. It's been an interesting week. I hope you all did something, some sort of action to get towards your YouTube goals, your different things that are going on. Uploaded a video, live streamed, did a post, wrote a script, did some research. I hope you did something. Filmed the video. It's got to be edited. I hope you did something this week. So let me know. Did you do something towards your furthering your YouTube channel this week? Let me know in the live comments if you're live here today. But yeah, another week. It is now March. It's March already. We're in the third month. And I believe this weekend, the US goes daylight savings, which is really come around so quick. I thought it would be later in the month, but here it is. You know, times are changing. That means I've got to start from next week. I'll be streaming an hour earlier at my end. It'll be the same time if you're in the US. It'll be the same time more or less. But on my end, I'll be streaming an hour earlier. So hopefully, I'm hoping that helps rather than hinders. Anyway, let's jump in and see who's here today. Before we do, let me just turn on a couple of things there. All right, let's exercise the mouse here and click on some names. Let's bring them up on the screen and give everyone a shout out who's come in. Before the stream, I had there's Dang at Davidson's All Natural Gym saying nice trailer. Saw the channel trailer, or the live stream trailer, I should say. It's not a channel trailer, although I could probably put it on as a channel trailer. Doesn't really sort of, not typical of my content. Something a bit different there. We can talk about that later if you like. I know there's some questions in the chat already. Kevin Hawthorne is here as well. Welcome. Aaron's here. What up, y'all? Yeah, there's another question on that. There's Livestream Consultants is in the house. Love the trailer. Are you gonna have to do a video on how to create that stuff? Yeah, I'm just figuring it out myself at the moment. But yeah, I was happy with the result. I made that last week. I made that. Did I make that last week? When did I make that? The idea came from Nick and D stream last week. Something in the chat triggered an idea, and that's the result of the idea. So that's what we have so far. Ollie Smith is in the house as well, saying good day to all. Good day. There's a Headroom 23, also known as Michael Soholsky, is in the house. It's good to see you again. Dropping it in. Where am I? David Matney's here. This is where I'm up to. I'm like, have I missed something? No. David Matney's here. He's over on the vertical. He's over on the vertical right now, looking at the thing. Chantel's here saying good day. Good day. Brent is here editing a video, listening to the background. Welcome. Oh, Caliplane's Sal's here. Sal's up. Yes, it's a very early morning for California. You got a. Are you streaming? No, you streamed yesterday. Are you streaming today? Are you getting up early to like drive to one of the airports, or are you doing a Cali drives? Are you up nice and early regardless? Where are we? Yeah, I did make it last week because I think because I sent Chantel the song in a DM. That's funny. Made a big jump to advanced plan on StreamYard. That's a big jump. So me and guests can stream to a total of 14 destinations. Whoa. Going out everywhere. That's a big stream. Special plane coming in today. Is that the Lufthansa? I thought that was yesterday. Maybe I've seen it pop up. I've just been so busy. Special plane. I'm thinking it's the Lufty, the 747 but maybe it's a different plane. There's always special planes. I saw one land on an Emirates land in Perth today. It was a 25-year delivery, which I hadn't seen before. And I saw a snippet on the news. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked talking aviation. All right. Oh, it's a new Lufthansa A380 livery. Huh? So you had the 747 was yesterday, I think, into LA, if I recall. This is just based on looking at thumbnails because I just haven't had time to click on things. All right. I hope everyone's had a great week. I know Sal's been pretty busy there. He's got all the lufties coming in. So yeah, we got some YouTube news today. Again, Creator Insider, a little light on the news this week. Just another one item news flash again this last Tuesday. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about a few other things. YouTube DMs are expanding. Somebody here might have that available to them already if you're in certain places. And I think I need to drop that. Thank you for gifting the memberships. I'm going to jump right on that. Kelly Plain, Sal's just dropped 10 gifted memberships in the chat. And let's give a big shout out to all the people who've just there's 10 people who've received them. I know one's in the chat. Some of the other people might get a notification. We've got David's All Natural Gym. Let me hit them in order here. Epic Gamer 2026-WLS. Sam YT, YTM Archive. Yeah, I think so. The Simple Joys. That was easier. Stacey Brockman 7147. Nearly sounds like a plane. Your Entrepreneur Journey. Welcome to channel memberships. Juicy Diva 69. Also the YouTube Wall. I know who that is. Shopkeeper Kiki. And Golden Gear Dusty Paws. Coming in today. Everything's all handles. So a big shout out to Sal for dropping those 10 gifted memberships. And for those who received the gifted memberships, click the See Perks button. You'll see what sort of perks we have for members on channel. It includes the members only emojis in the chat. So if you're in the live chat, you can utilize those at any time during the show. And I'm going to cough. All right. Need some lubrication now. There's a big wow from David Matney there. All right. And yeah, absolutely. Well said. All right. Well, one thing I've been forgetting to mention lately at the top of the shows is that this is also a Q&A show. So if you have a question at any time for me, put it in the chat with a Q in front of it. And that lets me know that that's a question for me specifically to talk about on the show. So anytime you have a YouTube content creator related question, you can drop that in. But what we're going to do now is we're going to jump into the news and get the news done. And if there's a question related to any of those topics, you can ask it during the show as well. And particularly at the end, we'll leave it open for more comments and questions once we've got the news out of the way. And I'll leave that one up there. Really good. SMS guys is in the house as well. Welcome to the show. Years ago at Tampa Airport, we had a direct flight from Germany come in. For a while, the TPA airport itself would stream special flights on their channel. Haven't seen anything recently. Oh, interesting, Tampa. I've seen some I watch some of the the police arrest videos, and a lot of them, some of the ones that in the airport where people are intoxicated and get kicked off flights, and maybe having a barney with the check-in counter or the ticket agent or whatever, and people getting dragged out. And I think one of those airports is Tampa. So yeah, that goes on. People are partying in Florida and turning up at the airport intoxicated. Hey. All right. Michael says the new layout looks interesting. Looks like a sports card. It does a little bit. It does a little bit. And we'll have more layouts coming as we jump in. So let's jump in and see what Creator Insider had to say, and then we'll move from there.
Stay tuned for Creator News.
And one single news item today, which we'll go into in a second, is an expansion or a rollout of the studio payment activity in the YouTube Studio app on mobile. So they're going to show. So basically, we'll cover it on the next screen. Actually, I got all the notes there. I don't want to give it all away. Let's go. Let's head on right on over because, that's what we got to talk about. I am going to drop the BMAC QR for the durations because that gets in the way. We'll leave the other ones up unless they get in the way. Let's talk about it. The expanded Studio payment activity. YouTube is expanding the payment activity page in YouTube Studio. Usually when you click on like the earn button, it's one of the options in there to support creators who manage multiple channels under a single AdSense account. So this is basically, so you don't have to like jump between channels and check your earnings. You can get a summary of all of them in the one if they're all under the same email or under the same AdSense essentially. Creators can now view aggregated earnings across all their channels or break down payment activity for a specific individual channel. The update provides a 12-month payment history, including specific dates, amounts paid, and detailed payment breakdowns. This view is only accessible to users who have revenue data permissions via channel or brand permissions using a consistent email address across channels. So yeah, they have to be linked by channels or be under the same Google account. In addition to the fact, because you could have like one, because can only have one AdSense account, but you might have channels from under different Google emails because you want to keep them separate in case something happens to one. You at least got the other ones that aren't linked to it with the same login. So that is something that it could be going on there. So if you want to learn more about that, then you can click into. If you go watch this week's YouTube Creator Insider channel, there'll be a link there's some description, has some links to articles that are directly related to the topics. You'll find the link there that'll give you a little bit more information about that expansion in the Earn tab, looking at the payment activity that comes from your AdSense account. So if you're monetized, that'll be relevant to you. If you're not yet monetized, just put that in your back pocket until you are. We're rooting for everyone to be monetized. Let's see. Brent says, I cancelled my summer flights this week. A trip to China, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, and Dubai. Yeah, some of these areas will be very questionable right now. So, yeah, that makes total sense. There is a question here from Michael. Is there a way to have a YouTube channel simulcast on radio? That's a good question. I don't know the specific answer to that. I would expect you'd probably be able to route your channel somehow, particularly if you're live streaming. You can simulcast to something like a restream type thing who may have like connections with streaming radio. Otherwise, what you would do is maybe set it up so you capture the audio locally and then send it up to the internet if you have like a specific radio site that you like to broadcast on. It's a matter of routing audio, so you can do that locally, or if it's a live stream situation, there might be a possibility of simulcasting if the radio software or radio hosting site supports that. I'm not familiar with that, so I don't know anything more than that, but that's how I would imagine it happening. All right, let's go on to the next story. That one was at the top mainly because it was on Creator Insider this week, and we always like to start with our friends at Creator Insider. So let's move on. Let's talk about DMs, YouTube DMs. We had DMs many years ago on YouTube, particularly. I don't remember them being around even when I started, but apparently they got phased out like 2018, 2019. But I've been like doing this channel since 2017, and I don't remember the specific DM process. So I don't know how that worked. Maybe it was that unused that nobody knew it was there, and that's why they discontinued it. But probably a month or two back, we talked about them testing DMs in Poland and Ireland, if you remember that. It might have been December or January. But now it's expanding to some more countries. So let's talk about YouTube DMs and a few reminders about how the functionality works. So YouTube has expanded its revived direct messaging feature to over a dozen additional countries, including France, Germany, Spain, and several other European nations. The feature was previously limited to a small test group in Poland and Ireland before this broader rollout. Users must be 18 years old and pass an age verification process to unlock the ability to send messages. Key functionalities include the ability to share videos directly, accept or deny incoming message requests, and unsend messages or delete entire conversations. This move signals a return to native social communication on the platform after the original messaging feature was removed several years ago. So DMs, well, what countries are they exactly? We see some mentioned here, including France, Germany, Spain. Let's have a look. I have the complete list. The complete list is there. And if you notice something about, there's a theme in this complete list. These are all European countries. I'd say that's probably the EU and some other peripheral countries that may not be in the EU. I can't remember how many countries are in the EU. But most of these countries probably are in the EU. And all those now have access to the direct message feature in YouTube to test out. So it's throughout Europe. Certainly not the UK, but a lot of other countries. We've got Ireland and we've got Poland, of course, who started with it. So they still have it. They haven't taken it off them. But, countries like Austria, all the way through to Switzerland. I'm not going to read them all out. They're on the screen. They're on screen. We can read those. What I will do is jump back in the chat. It'll be an honor to simulcast your show on the station. Yeah, we could work something out. I don't mind that going out on like a simulcast, like while we're live. So yeah, we can talk logistics. Because if it's coming through from a live YouTube, you could probably be able to grab the audio and pipe that through. Basically, that'd be one way of doing it. Grab the live audio and then automatically pipe it. So yeah. SMS Guy says, I listen and watch the radio station out of Orlando that streams their shows. Nice. YouTubers turning in Instagram. Yeah, there's a little bit of everything. Like Instagram's like Instagram is photos, but now it's a little bit of everything. There's videos, I think Reels are doing more than the images these days, I think. Not that I'm on Instagram that often. Your copyright's always a problem. Group DMs, for example, send one message and it goes to all the people who are mods on a channel. Yeah, I wonder. We don't have enough information to see how it works. It definitely looks like there's a one-to-one vibe. If you could do groups, that could be handy. That could be a handy use. Now, speaking of like grouping mods together, a few months ago, like last year, I did dabble with creating a tool. I started using a new tool called, it's made by Google, called Anti-Gravity. Basically, it's like agentic AI. So you can like tell it to do a task and it will do it. And you can use that to help you like code apps and websites and different things. So I started from scratch last week. Or was it this week? It was earlier this week. It was like this week because I was working on it through the weekdays. But basically, I'm building an app, and I built one before that was like very rudimentary, and I didn't really get it to a rollout phase to even test it with real mods in a real situation, logging into YouTube, and having access to the chat and doing all that. And I've built a mod tool that it connects mods to a live stream and with the streamer, so they have like a back channel. And I've got it further. I'm just working out some bugs to get it so that I can actually get, call upon someone like Chantel to jump in and actually test it as a real, the real deal and make sure it works. But I just got to iron out a few kinks that we're running to in terms of connecting to the site currently. But yeah, it's all authenticated. You use Google API to log in, so it knows it's you, and then the streamer can authenticate you as a moderator on their channel and do all these different things. And so that's something to look out for. We'll be hopefully test it in the next week or two with real in real situations where we can do some testing, because it needs to be beta tested. And so I reckon I'm close to beta testing that. So in terms of connecting moderators, I thought I'd mention that, seeing you mentioned that in the comments. Let's see if there's any more comments before we move to the next news story. Sal says, can't wait for the DMs to come out so I can disable. Yeah. Well, if people hit you up, you can just decline the request. So hopefully that's all smooth. They're not going to force that sort of feature on people. It'll be like if you want to use it and accept DMs, and hey, if you don't, then that's good too. Yeah, I don't know how practical it is. Chantel's sat down and she's scrutinized every country there. Oh, absolutely. We're gonna get that happening. Once I've got it so that I can get people connected, then it'll be ready to at least test it. And I expect there to be bugs. All right, let's hit up the next news story. And oh yeah, that's there still. Okay, let's talk about localized video thumbnails, also known as multi-language thumbnails. We've talked about it a couple of times on the live stream, like late last year, that they were like working towards this. This was announced, I think, as part of Made on YouTube back in September. And YouTube now allows creators to upload localized thumbnails. They're rolling this out to people. This is done. I noticed it this week when I was uploading my next video. And I was going back and just checking some dubs on previous videos just to see if I had approved them and stuff. And I noticed there was a button that says upload thumbnail for the individual languages. And I'm like, hello. And yeah, so YouTube, I read that first part. Let's go to the next part. Creators can manage these by selecting a specific video in YouTube Studio, navigating to the languages menu, and uploading a custom image for each supported language. This feature aims to improve click-through rates and discovery for creators targeting a global, multilingual audience. And so I've got at the top of the screen from my gifted memberships video I did earlier this month. Or no, it was back in February, actually. It's now March, Doug. I did one on gifted memberships. So yesterday when I was playing around with this, I thought, what's one of my top viewing areas that doesn't speak English? And it was India, and their primary language is Hindi. So I pulled up my original thumbnail and changed the text to Hindi. And then I went to that video and uploaded it under Hindi in my language settings. So now, if anybody who has got Hindi selected as a one they understand and use, they may see this thumbnail along with the Hindi title and description instead of the English one. So you get how that is. And I could do one for in French, or I could do one in German or in Japanese. Whichever ones that are there on the, on the ones that have been actually, auto dubbed, or ones that you've manually uploaded foreign language dubs for, you can now upload the thumbnail as well. So this is a pretty cool update. This is super cool. And I'm expecting some more information to come out about this in probably the next week or two. I reckon it will end up on Creator Insider. So we will, because we already talked about it, then that was one we can just mention and move on. But yeah, have a look. I think I might do a tutorial on how to upload those thumbnails, where to go to do that. It should be a quick and easy tutorial. So that's probably on my list as the next one I'll actually film and record, because it should be pretty straightforward. So yeah, localized thumbnail. Who already does? If you already do auto dubbing or upload your own manual foreign language tracks, audio tracks to a single video, then you can now also add. And they're already turning the titles to that language and the description to that language. You can now also upload a thumbnail that corresponds with that language. So this is pretty cool. They can look at that and they can see that in Hindi it says gifted memberships. I love it. So I'm going to be strategic in how I use this because I'm, not going to create a million thumbnails. Probably wait until if I happen to be thumbnail testing the English ones, I'd wait until I'm done and see which ones are like the winner, and that becomes the formal one, and then maybe change those into other languages if it makes sense. But most of my top countries speak English, so Hindi is probably one of the top ones that from a country that doesn't speak English. So yeah. What do we got next? We've got one more in the main section before we hit the shortcuts. But first, I'm going to jump into the chat. There might be some questions about localized or multi-language thumbnails. By the way, has anyone noticed that you can now beta test your titles now with your thumbnails? Yes. The most recent video that came out that's already on the channel on whatever it was that I released last week, voice replies. The voice reply one, I'm testing thumbnails and titles, and they're like 3 combos. This thumbnail and title goes together, this one goes together, and this one goes together. So it's testing the combinations. The one that I've got already uploaded, ready to come out on Monday, which is on what's that on again? Oh, so many topics. It's on something. It's coming out. There's a video coming out. It's a surprise. It's already in some playlists, so if you happen to dink around my playlist, you might see it. It's just I've just totally gone blank on what it is. But yeah. Though my dynamic thumbnails are for live stream, so I might not want to have this yet. Okay, I missed that part. That was a conversation. I've picked up the tail end. Constructive criticism. You may want to do something about the chat layout. It covers up half the stream. The chat layout. This one? You mean when I put this up, the actual, lower third is covering this half the stream? I guess when I do bring it up on these slides, it is covering some of the text. So I get what you mean. Tisha's here at the Artist Haven. Welcome. What else we got here? There we go. All right, let's hit this next one. They're rolling out the YouTube shopping program in Japan. YouTube has partnered with Rakuten Ichiba. I don't know why I rolled the R there. Japan's leading online marketplace to integrate shoppable products directly into videos. The integration features a View Products button that allows viewers to browse and purchase Rakuten items without leaving the video. Rakuten is the first company in Japan to join YouTube's shopping affiliate program, enabling creators to earn commissions on sales. We'd love that to come to Australia, I tell you. This partnership is part of YouTube's strategy to compete with TikTok Shop, which is projected to be a top global retailer by 2030. I don't have too much more to say about that, but I'm glad that YouTube shopping program or the affiliate program is rolling out to more countries. So yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Every time you see a rollout, it's just a reminder that, hey, it's got to be coming one day. Come on, Australia. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, there's some of the main topics, but we want to hit some of the short, punchy topics in a second. And we do that by having a segment called Shortcuts.
Yo, check the mic. 1, 2. Live from the studio, the insight's brand new. Dropping YouTube news that's strictly for the real. The feature updates and announcements, what's the deal? We got the inside scoop on the whole situation. Keep your finger on the pulse for this information. Get your daily dose, the essential guide. Right here on Shortcuts, where we let the truth ride. Yeah, Shortcuts. Word up, peace.
There we go. That's an intro. All right. This is the first one. YouTube had a mobile bug that locks ads over full screen videos. That's a bit annoying if you're watching a video. A persistent YouTube bug is locking corner ads over full screen videos on Android and iOS. I haven't come across this one, but users say the dismiss button appears but fails to remove the ads. The ads vanish after roughly 30 seconds, according to reports. YouTube has not confirmed a fix, though browser viewing reportedly avoids the issue. So something's happening on the mobile apps. So I haven't run into this one myself. So just this is more of a PSA. PSA. All right, these are shortcuts. So we're moving on. Here's something that has been spotted in the wild by a guy, a creator who's known as BMac for short. Don't know when it was officially rolled out, which this your tweet is your thread, I should say, is the first thing I heard about it. But we can finally upload thumbnail images greater than 2 megabytes on YouTube now. Now, I checked after seeing this. I think I only saw this like earlier today or yesterday. And I couldn't see that I had greater than 2 meg upload. I couldn't see any evidence of that on my YouTube. So maybe it is starting to roll out possibly. So keep your eyes open to that. Nothing confirmed. This is just a in the wild report right now. So I leave that out there. If you happen to have already noticed that you've got that, drop it in the chat. Let me know, or in the comments if you're watching online, on the replay, I should say. All right, next one. Another article came out on a search engine journal that Matt Navarra picked up. Now, search engine journal doesn't show you the articles unless you sign up and subscribe to their email list, which I did last week for an article, and proceeded to get a lot of emails. And so then I unsubscribed. And so I couldn't read this one myself, but I'm going to take the paraphrase from Matt Navarra. YouTuber's AI slot problem and how marketers can compete. I was going to say complete for a second there. 1 in 5 shorts, because it's like 21%, recommended to new YouTube users is low quality, mass produced AI content. Yeah, that old chestnut. Hundreds of AI only channels have amassed billions of views and an estimated 117 million in annual revenue. The problem is concentrated in shorts, where swipe-based discovery rewards volume and fast hooks over depth. Marketers can compete by focusing on long-form search content, on camera expertise, and trusting built signals that AI cannot easily replicate. So the moral is, stay away from shorts. No, I don't know what the moral is. It's just interesting information. Interesting information. That's all I got for shortcuts this week. Nice and shortcuts. We've hit the main stories. I don't have an Ask Renee this week. I ran out of time to see if there was anything juicy and meaningful in the Ask Renee bucket this week. But I had a song made up. You know, I had that one last week. It was sort of a little bit funny. But I put something else together. It was a little bit different. I actually created this video myself. I didn't do this one of Agent Opus. But I thought I'd play it anyway, even though we're not doing Ask Renee this week. It's a little bit more hip this week. So, and then once that plays, it's going to automatically go to my Doug's Rant logo. But there's no Doug's Rant this week. We'll come back to the main screen once we're done. But yeah, I thought I'd show this off, even though we're not actually doing Ask Renee.
Social answers clear as day. Just step up and ask Renee. Just step up and ask Renee.
There we go. I thought I'd play that because, you know, I had too much fun building that. No, I actually edited that one. I didn't put that through Agent Opus or anything crazy. All right, it's time to jump into the chat, see what people have to say. If people have questions, put a Q in front of the question so I know it's for me. If you've got any more comments, if you want to ask any questions, the rest of the show, we're just going to shoot the breeze and talk about whatever you want to talk about, whatever is on your mind in terms of YouTube content creation. So let me see if I can find where my spot is in the chat, and then we'll jump in on that. And we'll do that as well. Okay, let's talk about some of the topics. Like, I wonder if localized thumbnails will work on live streams too. If so, I may need to look into changing my GIMP script for thumbnail generation. No, because you need to have like multi-language audio set up. I wouldn't expect so. You've got me wondering, but I wouldn't expect so because there's no language settings when you set up a live stream for foreign languages, because that's like an auto dubbing thing. So I would say that probably not. Probably not. Okay, where else are we up to? There's some conversation over there. Yeah, it covers up some text. Yeah. Like when it's in this screen, it's fine because it's just coming across my chest, which is fine. But yeah, when I bring them up, so I need to remember this is what I need to do. I need to remember if I'm in the middle of doing the news, I need to come back and pull up a chat. I need to go back to this main screen where it's not covering the text that somebody might still be reading. So you bring up a good point. You bring up a good point. Oh yeah, if in the and in the vertical, the chat that you can't remove is like floating across the bottom half of the screen, and that covers all the text that I'm bringing in. Yeah, that's a good point too. I don't know what I can do because the vertical I don't have much control over that. Can viewers if you're in the vertical, you happen to be in the vertical, let me jump over the vertical on my monitor over here. Hello. So let me know over on the vertical do we have the ability to hide the chat while you're in the live stream vertical? Actually, you know what? I can pull it up. You've got me curious. Now, for me to do this, I may need to jump to a different channel where I am not the streamer. Let's do that first. Let's go into shorts. Let's pause it. Let's go live. Okay, there's me. So do I have an option there? Click the three-dot menu. Can I hide live chat? Okay, so I can toggle live chat off if I'm a viewer. Let me show you. Let's do this. Okay, so I'm this is the live stream in the short section. This is me. And you can see the chat isn't that sort of hovers over. So that I can see the issue with the blocking. Like I understand that. So what I can see is, and obviously, not everybody's going to know this. If you click the three-dot menu, you can actually toggle the live chat off there, and then everything's gone. Obviously, the stuff that's there a second ago was the lag of the latency. Oh, there we go. A little bit of a inception going on there. There we go. Vertical live stream inception. Vertical live stream inception. Vertical live stream inception. Oh dear. All right. Let's go back to the main screen. There we go. I want to see what that changes like. Okay, yeah. Okay, it pulls out there. There I am on the screen. Okay, I need to get out of that now. Okay, there we go. There we go. Interesting. Yeah, it's good things to consider. I knew the chat would be hovering over when I set that up because, like, where else am I going to put the thing? Like, YouTube forces the live chat to be over top of everything, so, I can't do anything about it. All right. Chantel says, I'm having too much fun with Agent Opus. Yeah, I've done... Yeah, well, let's talk about... See, we're talking about the Agent Opus and everything. Let's talk about the channel, the live stream chat trailer that was on before we went live while you were waiting in the live stream. The song Houston, We Have a Problem. Something was said in Nick and D's live chat last week that sort of triggered that phrase in my head because it was mentioned. I think D said it, and some stuff had happened, and I had posed a question that was a little bit controversial in the chat. So Nick went on a bit of a rant. Yes, it was a Nick rant, not a D rant. And out of all that in the chat, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I could probably do something with that. And then so while the live was still on, I'm sitting here And because in my live stream last week, I think it was Live Stream Consultants was talking about Suno. I'm like, let's log into Suno and see what this Suno thing's all about. Because I've never looked at Suno before. So I logged into Suno. And I'm like, okay, you can create songs. I'm like, okay. I'm like, what if I can turn this idea into a song? This is the phrase. And this is sort of what the deal is where I want to use it. And so it came up with the lyrics, and then it came up with the like I offered some try this type of music style. So I had a couple of different options, and the one that I went with was really good. And so I downloaded that to listen to, and I'm like, and then a little bit later, I'm like, I wonder if I can upload this to Agent Opus, and it would like turn that into a music video. And Agent Opus, I even uploaded the lyrics. I go grab the lyrics from Suno and uploaded the lyrics to Agent Opus with the audio. And so it analyzed the audio and took the lyrics, and it worked out everything and just put that together. Like it made that from nothing. And I just picked the style because you have like a predetermined amount of styles that you can pick from. So I thought I think this one will do a pretty good job to make a video that would work, a music video that would work with this. And that's the result. That's exactly the result that I got, is output from creating the music in Suno and the song in Suno, and then taking that, downloading it, uploading it to Agent Opus, and giving it some prompts, and just letting it do its thing. And so I use that. I entered that into the Agent Opus. We're currently running a competition. Well, I think it ended a day or two back, where if you create something in story mode, I'm using Agent Opus story mode specifically. And if you create something in story mode, upload it, and it was like a competition, the one with the most, the 10 videos that have the most likes on them, we were going to win $1,000 each. So it was like a $10,000 prize pool, 10 winners, $1,000 each. So we'll see how we go with that. I doubt I got the likes, but I thought if I'm going to upload something, this is pretty cool. I'm pretty chuffed at what it turned out. It's probably the best thing that I've had come out of Agent Opus so far. So yeah, that's the story of the live stream trailer. All right, let's get back into the chat. Philip Murphy HQ is here. Welcome. Aaron says Doug dropping some killer videos. Yeah, working on them. Doug, you're having way too much fun creating those snippets. Yeah. I just want to I just like after last week playing like the music and just having a static shot, that if I turn it into a video, it just plays and it automatically goes to the first scene in that new section. That would be the easier way to have that like work seamlessly. And then that's why I'm testing it today. Way better. As a video intro and then coming in. I've trimmed those down to be shorter than what I had on some of the ones I was testing last week manually. So yeah, it's working out well. I'm a bit happy with it. I'm quite happy. And talk about going down a rabbit hole. Yeah. Yep. That just messed with my non-caffeinated brain. Yeah, I think I'm due for some caffeination in probably about half an hour or so. Been watching YouTube live streams on my phone since maybe 2017, so I'm used to the old school horizontal layout for live streams on my phone. Yeah. I get the version where I get the chat on one side and then the video sort of on the other side, but then you can make it full screen if you want, if you get rid of the chat. It was. I've never heard him rant about anything more than that. It was like strong opinions. I think Nick's getting older, and old man shaking his finger at the world. Doug Hewson YT for president if Australia has one. No, I don't. I think I'll pass on that one. I could see Nick or D saying, Houston, we have a problem. Post this link or ban this viewer, whatever the problem is. For sure. Amazing Yacht Destinations is here. Welcome, welcome. Man, I'm going to have to watch the replay this afternoon while I'm making candy. It should make for an interesting podcast. Yeah. Andrew Cannon House. Here he is. Here he is. And speaking of moderators, just because I saw the shield, not the wrench, the shield, the blob. I was fiddling around with that today. I'm like, how could you lean into the fact that we don't really like the blobby shield? And I thought, I can design a graphic to put on a t-shirt. So lean into it rather than avoid it, is what I'm saying. So I don't have that handy, but I was mucking around today. So maybe something I'll share a little bit later. You have to make him your prime minister instead. Yeah, that's right. We have prime ministers. We don't have presidents. Your question last week was very good. Always wondered how that all happened. Yeah. It was a very open-ended question, and I definitely got an answer. It was, if you want to know what the question was, it was like, because we talked about that on last week's show about the TubeBuddy acquisition. And I said, "What are your thoughts on the TubeBuddy?" And it was open-ended. I didn't want to force a conversation, and yeah, he had some strong opinions. So we'll leave it at that. If you want to know what that is, go back and watch Nick's live stream from last week, or you can listen to the podcast version of that on your podcast platform of choice. You should be able to find that. I think it's under, if it's on the just audio podcast only, it's Niman Live YouTube Tips. I think it's called on Spotify and Apple Music and all that. Or you can find it on YouTube Music, or you can find it on his channel as a video. Any of the options work. Any of the options. Shark Scrapper's here. Welcome. Good to see you. What's up, friends of Doug? Maybe a graphic instead of a sword or shield. It's a wrench and a shield. A wrench and shield. Yeah. I wonder if I've got a handy that I can. What did I do with that? Of course I can. All right. I'm sort of this. This is just like I'm shooting the breeze in terms of just whacking something together. I want to lean in the fact that we don't really like the blobby shield. It has no definition. It's sort of only just is the shape of a shield. If you know what a shape of a shield looks like, it doesn't have any definition, and that's YouTube stylistic choice according to Renee Ritchie. So let me see if I can find. Yeah, there it is. There it is. It's a big file because I made it high resolution for a t-shirt. So I don't know what this is going to do. I'm going to just drop it straight over top of the live video. Here we go. Leans into it. Okay. That's showing on the horizontal. I don't have a copy on the vertical yet. Hang on. I need to. Let's lock that one in. Copy. Got two of them. That one's way too big. Let's make it smaller. Oops. I've lost it. It went into the eCam abyss. But yeah, if you look at if you're on the vertical stream, just go to the horizontal stream and on my channel. So I'm thinking of it like that for a shirt I mod on YouTube with just a blue blob, and it's like leaning into the meme. It's the meme. It's the meme of it all. Anyway, I'm gonna pull that off. All right, back to the chat. Oh, I've lost my place. Daniel Batal in the house, officially highlighting it. Channel member. Welcome. Yeah, I made it on this computer when I was in Canva, so I should have it here. Definitely. If you're given an opportunity, would you move to the United States? Yeah, I don't have anything against the United States. I like visiting the United States, been there many a time. There'd have to be a good reason for it. If there's a good reason for it, sure. Philip says, Shorts chat is better for mobile, while the other one is good for TV and laptops. Yeah. I wouldn't use the word stylistic. Well, it's a style. It is a style. Most people probably wouldn't call it stylistic, I suppose. But yes, it's a style. Philip asks, what happened to the wrench anyway? YouTube replaced the wrench with the blob. I mean, the shield. And I've dropped plenty of feedback in the feedback form and even mentioned it to Renee Ritchie. I said, hey, it'd be great if either one, you had option to have the channel owner pick which one, or alternatively, keep the wrench for the regular mods and use the shield for the managing mods so you can differentiate them. But then I had somebody, I think in the last week's chat of the week before, who said that could cause issues in some channels. Some channels are petty. And we got different things. And apparently some mods get precious when other mods are managing moderators. If I had mods like that on my channel, I would sack them all. If you get precious because somebody has higher abilities, because basically it's just the same as a moderator. You can do a couple of extra things on mobile. It's like you can't even do extra things on desktop, to be honest. But yeah, so the option was to, maybe you could keep the wrench and use it for this and use the shield for that. But yeah. It is a decision, I suppose. You're right. All right. I think I lost my place in the chat. I don't know. Make all of your members have a better shield, design one yourself, and use different colors for your members. Yeah, we could use that instead of the glasses. If I ever wanted to change away from the glasses loyalty badge to like a shield with a number on it and different colors for different like levels, membership, what are they called? How long you've been a member for. It's like a loyalty badge. How long have you been loyal? How long have you been a member? Until they bring tagging to mobile, I'll continue to watch live streams on my PC wherever possible. That's a fair call. You should have a blob eating stick figures, a play on the old movie. I would dump the precious mods for sure. Yes, we're of the same mindset. It's like if you've got mods that squabble with each other, then either one or more of those mods need to go, because it's not about you. Precious. Oh, Chantel's the only one allowed to be precious. Along with wrench and shield for staff, they would look amusing together. Yeah, it'd be interesting to have like the wrench across the wrench across the shield. Little angle, like a sword and shield thing, but with a wrench instead. Yeah, that would be interesting. I've got a question. Drop it in the chat. Even better if you put a Q in front of it. I only get my loyalty badge if I remember to log in with a particular account. Yeah, that can happen. Because I've modded both your accounts, I think. But yeah, they might not necessarily be the one that has the membership attached. I'll leave that one there. And I'll leave that one there. I got stuff up in my face here on the screen. I'm just going to clear this. So you've got a question, drop it in. I'm not seeing a lot of gifts tonight. Are they working? Can we do a command test there? Testing 1 2. Because I actually didn't do my usual test before the stream. I know that the other ones are coming up. So let me know. I'm gonna check. They should be on the eCam side. They should be working. There we go. The mystery one's up. Yeah, we got, when in doubt, go with Back to the Future. That's what I say. I did see a question here. So there's 2 kinds of mods now, but they can't bring tagging to mobile. Oi. Yeah. I think, was it last week or the week before, Nick and Dee asked Renee directly, hey, they directly mentioned, was it? Or was that something else? No, it might have been something else. I think I'm confused. I think I'm confused at this point. It is 11:26 p.m. where I am. I'm confused. Clicking around. There we go. Dropping that one there. Am I well known in Australia? I don't think so. I know a few. I know a handful of. I don't know that many YouTubers, to be honest, myself. Like I know Chantel, of course. There's a few that I spoke to online, on like Facebook groups and stuff that I know. I know Justin Brown, Primal Video. But not too many. I don't think I'm well known in Australia unless somebody can prove me wrong. So yeah. You can't mod from desktop. Yeah, the managing moderator tools, which specifically are being able to switch on and off the slow mode, being able to go into the streamer's block words list and add block words. And then there was another thing that I've forgotten off the top of my head. But you can only do that in the mobile app. You can't do that on desktop. Go figure. I don't know what that's all about. Yeah. They did. Yeah. You get asked for it every week. That's true. Yeah. There's so many things back and forth, and whether they're talking to Renee or somebody else, it's like, 3 hours a week. There's a lot to process in your brain. That's why there's a podcast and there's replays. I've missed something. I need to go back and watch it again. Managing moderators only have access to the extra tools from the mobile, so I have to be on both phone and computer open. Yeah. And I'm a managing moderator on at least 2 channels that I know of. And most of the time I'm modding on desktop, so I just forego that. So. Okay. Interesting. I think mobile has everything, other things on desktop mode and some things only on app. It's a mess. Yeah, they're trying to get more things sort of in both places. Obviously, all the like advanced analytics, that's desktop. But the YouTube analytics, the YouTube Studio app's come a long way. It has a lot more than it used to have. So they are doing a decent job on that in terms of, making all that happen. So what I'm going to do now is I need to set up my redirect on 2 streams, because there's 2 streams to redirect. Okay, that's the vertical done. That just happened to be the one that was open. Let me know what your thoughts are on the channel trailer. Do you think I should maybe link that somewhere so people can watch that offline? I'm going to probably keep it unlisted, but maybe I could maybe drop a link to it in like the live chats or something, and say, hey, if you like the channel trailer, I keep calling it channel trailer. If you like the live stream trailer, here's a link to it if you want to watch it whenever you want to watch it. I've also added it to my creator music video playlist, so there's that as well. You can find it in there, along with classics like Trigger the Algorithm. That's a classic. The one that Nick and Brian G. Johnson did, the diss track, dissing Daniel Batal. That's good. And then there's Daniel's Brian G. Johnson Stole My Idea. That's a classic. I think I've got a couple more in there. I might have a couple of Daniel's. The one running on top of cop cars, I'm Not a Rockstar. I think that's in my playlist as well. I'll put them all in there. If I come across that's fun, I'm just going to add it to the playlist. So I don't have to go searching for it on YouTube. I can just pull up a playlist and play it. So yes. I really need to use the block words list a lot when I'm managing mod chat on a big chat. Yes. I know some of the stuff that you do, and now I can see when that would be very handy. You really need that. You know what the funny thing is? Let me share the funny thing about the not being able to tag on things. When they started rolling out and testing like the handles in the live chat, we were told it was a precursor to being able to tag in live chat. Like the proper tag where you can just like start typing the name and all the options in the chat appear, and then you can pick it off the list like you do on desktop. I was told it was a precursor. It was coming. So is it still coming or not? I do not know. I don't know. What am I looking at here? I'm losing my... I'm probably going to jump in on conversations here. Yeah, that's a good call. Put it in the... Drop a post. Drop a post. Here's a little something. You'll find it in the playlist, and you'll find it here, and you'll find it as a live stream trailer. What happens if block words? Anyway, do you automatically get banned if you say those? Basically, what it does is somebody types that particular phrase or word in the chat, then it will hold it for review by the moderators. So it like shows up on the moderator chat as something that needs reviewing. It doesn't show up in the live chat until they either approve it or remove it. Or they remove it, it's not going to show up in the live chat at all. But usually, if it's one of those words, it's going to be flagged and held back for moderator approval. So yeah, so there's no you don't get like an insta ban on your account or anything like that. It just means you can't say that word in the chat for whatever reason. And usually, the classics back in the day, what we used to do a lot is like all your sub for sub variations, because we didn't want people to beg for subs in the live chat on a YouTube education video or live stream, whatever, because it was just spammy, basically. And it was a practice that we discouraged. So, that's why we put in the block words list. Sub for sub and boat for boat, whatever we used to put out. The variations, different ways of spelling it, dollar signs and the number 4. There we go. I'm glad it was a reminder. Basically, the comment doesn't post publicly. It looks like it was posted from your end, but no one else sees it. Yeah. Well, the mods see it, and we go, no. Please, sir. Please. Yeah, put PLZ. Put PLZ in the block words. Especially, I wonder if, hopefully Nick's got it in, because I know that was a pet hate when I used to mod, when D Nimmin used to stream regularly. He never liked the young kiddies dropping PLZ. Like if you want to say please, put please. That was his little pet one. So I think he had that in his block words list. YouTube came out and said when you dual stream, like you are now, they don't have a bug that the vertical stream does not get pushed out like it should. Did they? They do have a bug where the vertical stream does not get pushed out like it should. Well, I'm technically not using their dual feature. I'm doing the dual in Ecamm, so it's actually 2 separate streams. I don't have amalgamated chat. Like I have them mix at Social Stream Ninja's end, but I don't have them mix on YouTube's end. So there's a chat over on the vertical and there's a chat over on the horizontal at the moment. When YouTube allows me to send the vertical to the vertical feed and the horizontal to the horizontal feed directly from my encoder, that's when the chat will be unified. All right. I was in the mobile chat on PC. That's why the screen was all weird. Like full screen, but only vertical in the middle. And it didn't come up like a shot. Yeah, it will also show up. Yeah, also show up like a regular video. So I don't know if you technically see 2 videos on my channel right now, because I don't usually go looking for it when I'm streaming. If I go to my channel, it should, because the way it's going out. Yeah, if you go to my chat homepage, it'll show that there's 2 different live streams going live right now. And I've got 2 different thumbnails to differentiate them just to make it easier. But sometimes you're going to click on the notification you get, and you might get notified for one or the other. And that's all up to YouTube, I suppose. All right. Where are we? Thought Doug was just making a style choice. I just like those pillar boxes on the side. Style choice. Hey, you know, when it comes to the blob, go for it. Twitch now says you can buy chat and show stream. Yeah, they used to have this really weird rule up until like a few weeks ago, where if you were multi-streaming, because at one point you couldn't multi-stream either if you're on Twitch, unless if you're a Twitch affiliate or partner or whatever. But then they allowed that, but you couldn't show the combined chat on screen, because a lot of gamers in particular, they might have, like up in this section here, they might have a rolling chat from Twitch, but you couldn't include YouTube or Kick or Rumble or Instagram or wherever else you're streaming to. You can't integrate the chat on the screen. They wouldn't let you do that. You could only show Twitch chat on the screen. But they relaxed that rule a few weeks ago. So it was a dumb rule, and most streamers thought it was dumb, and it was like it didn't serve any purpose for Twitch, as far as we could tell. It was just somebody not wanting to give any notice or credit to any of the other platforms that they might be streaming to. They're a little bit precious. They're another precious group of people, these people who work at Twitch. Where are we? All right. Things and things. All right. It's time for that thing we always love to talk about.
It's the last call.
It's the last call, so it's the last chance, basically, to ask a question or make a comment before we start wrapping things up and get ready for the stream over on Nick's channel, Nick and D, going live, Nimmin Live, 9 a.m. Eastern, coming up in about 22 minutes from now. So let's see what else is kicking around later today and into the weekend. I'll leave the last call up there. But as I mentioned, Nimmin Live coming up 9 a.m. Eastern. We've got Daryl Eves. Right as soon as Nick's done, Daryl Eves is going live again, 12 p.m. Eastern. And also, again, as we have every week, Roberto and Andrew Can on the Opus Clip channel. That'll be an hour later after that at 1 p.m. Eastern. And then, as always, Chantel goes live at 7 p.m. Eastern on Sunday night. And a notice for local people here in Australia, because the US is changing time zones, that will actually be at a different time here in Australia. But it will still be at the 7 p.m. Eastern US time for everybody in the US of A. And then, of course, I'm always here and be back next week, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, bright and early, for the news. Little tickle there in the throat. All right. Let's see what we got in regards to the last call. I'll place it again just for the heck of it.
It's the last call.
Haven says, I quit streaming on Twitch because of that. I thought it was dumb, so I stopped. One day I should dabble with Twitch again. One day I should multi-stream to Twitch. I don't show the combined chat on screen. I show individual comments on screen. If they were precious still, I would maybe turn off the little icon to say where it came from. Because I can do that in Social Stream Ninja. So what do you think of the latest YouTube features this week then? That's a good question. Let's recap what we got. I need my notes in front of me. I don't have my notes up. I closed my notes when we finished the news. Let me pull them up. Give me a second to find them again. I think this is it. Okay, let's talk about the actual features, because then there's just some random stuff. The DM expansion, I'm interested to see how that works practically. I'm pretty sure it's just a mobile only thing. I think that's the other thing we didn't mention. I think it came up last time when it was first touted that Poland and Ireland were testing it initially. Now that it's rolled out to Europe, I'm encouraged that it's something that is going to go wide to a lot more people, hopefully in the coming months. So I'm just curious, as I am with new features, curious just to see how it works. Once I know how it works and how it operates, then I'll decide whether it's a useful thing for me or not. So I reserve judgment on that particular feature. Adding the payment activity to YouTube Studio app, I think that's good. It just gives a little bit more transparency, helps people navigate a little bit easier. I haven't seen that in the wild yet. Plus, I only have one channel monetized, this one, so I don't know if I'm going to see too much. It's always good that they're rolling out shopping program to more countries. So Japan getting that was this week. I think the big one for this week for me is localized video thumbnails, aka multi-language videos. So you can upload thumbnails in different languages linked to those particular languages in your language settings on each video. So if that's something you want to do, you can do that. You don't have to do that. It's optional. But I'm interested, and I'll probably dabble with some key languages because I don't think I'll go through and do every single language, but I might pick some of the key ones that I know I get views on regularly, and maybe we can increase some views. Maybe some more people will click on it because the thumbnails in that language, the titles in that language, the descriptions in that language, and the audio dub is in that language. So hopefully that helps more people learn about YouTube where they might not be able to understand English. If they understand English, they'll probably be watching in English anyway. But yeah, I'm pretty keen on maybe dabbling with the multi-language thumbnails, get them uploaded. Where are we? Let me get done with the last couple of comments. Yes. Another great show. You always make Saturdays fun. Thanks for that. Yeah. Trying to make it fun, talk about the news. Hopefully don't get bogged down too much in the news. If it's a feature, I like to try and provide as much information as possible if it's going to be useful or not. Yep, that's the way it works. But you make it up on the back end. That's so I'm told. Back in November or October, November, whenever it kicks back. I haven't streamed to Twitch since 2016. Yeah. I should use multi-language and add Australian. There you go. I hate to tell you this, Shark Scrapper, but we speak English in Australia. All right. Well, I think that's it. I think we're going to wrap things up. Let people go. You're going to be redirected to Nimmin Live on Nick's channel coming up. So once we're done here, you'll automatically end up in the chat. And we call it the pre-show chat, where you can just shoot the breeze or just hang there, walk away, go make a tea, coffee, drink of choice, lubricate before Nick and D go live at the top of the hour in about 16 minutes from now. So appreciate you all, and hope to see you here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, as they say. That's what they say. I'm told that's what they say. So, you know what? In the meantime, I need to make sure I take off all the stuff individually and find my end screen. I'll catch you later.